Hey guys, it's the Coaster Battleman here bringing you an awesome video. Another coaster countdown, the top 7 Giga Coasters. And Giga Coasters are basically the roller coasters that basically every single coaster enthusiast is obsessed with. And a lot of enthusiasts want to ride every single Giga Coaster. And you can put me on that list because all these rides look amazing. And I know I've ridden one of these coasters on this list, but all these other coasters just look amazing as well. But let's move on to number 7, which is Tower of Terror 2, which the sign here says face gravity face first. I don't know what that means, but moving on to the ride experience, you launch backwards, which looks to be very fun. You launch backwards through a tunnel at 100 miles per hour, go up a vertical spike, and then you drop back down, and then the ride's over. So Tower of Terror 2, it's around 375 feet, and I know it goes 100 miles per hour. This ride just looks intense and very fun, very insane coaster. The only problem about it is that it is a super short ride compared to a ton of these coasters on this list. Number 6 is Leviathan, and you could say I bash on this coaster and say it's not nearly as good as other Gigas, but I feel like it's true. Leviathan, I know it's not nearly as tall as some of these Giga coasters by like a few feet, like Millenium Force and Fury 325. Those are slightly taller Giga coasters, and I understand that, but this coaster has great qualities to it. The only thing that just kills this ride is the ride time. I wish the ride could have been a bit longer. But other than that, this coaster has some great floater air time, a nice first drop, as well as several bank turns. Number 5 is the newest Giga Coaster, if you consider this ride a Giga Coaster, Red Force. This is going to be in the new Ferrari land. I believe it's right by Port Aventura in Spain, or Port Adventure, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But this coaster looks very good. Like, based on the POV, that first launch looks insane. While you are accelerating so quickly, you just leave the station and then just launch. It just looks insane. Instead of just waiting for the launch, like Top Thrill Dragster, you just fly through that launch up to the top of the coaster onto a top hat. You get some airtime on that top hat. You drop back down. This drop looks pretty fun compared to Top Thrill Dragsters. While Dragster has a spiral drop, the coaster just has a small little turn in there instead of a spiral wasting time on the drop. After the drop, you're just going to hit the brakes, and then the ride's over. This coaster just looks insanely fun, and basically, this coaster is Top Thrill Dragster, except slightly shorter, and with a few slight differences. But still, this coaster looks insane, and one of the most intense coasters on this list. Number 4 is Intimidator 305, and this is one of the smallest Giga coasters in height, but it well makes up for it due to its high intensity with its insane bank turns and that insane first drop. I know you gray out on this coaster, maybe even blacking out after not eating a while. You will black out on this coaster, but still, this coaster is the newest coaster to come to King's Dominion, and I hope King's Dominion gets a new coaster soon. That's a guarantee because of RMC Hurler. But speaking of Intimidator 305, this coaster has so many intense moments, and it has a nice theme to Dale Earnhardt. And overall, very good ride. Number 3 is Steel Dragon 2000. This is just an all-around good coaster. Very good first drop. Has some great airtime moments as well. A huge spaghetti bowl helix section in the middle of the ride. And then the end of the ride is a bunch of airtime hills. And I believe this is the longest steel coaster in the world, at over 8,000 feet of track. This coaster is long. And it is kind of similar to Magnum XL 200 in a few ways, except much larger and smoother. But still, Steel Dragon 2000, very good Giga coaster. has some great airtime hills, and this coaster is just all about the airtime, and that's what I like about it. Number 2 is Millenium Force, and this is the only Giga Coaster I've ridden, but you just have to experience it to love it. That first drop is awesome, especially if you're in the back row. You'll get some great airtime on it, and you go through several bank turns throughout the ride. You'll travel through tunnels as well throughout the ride, and this coaster has a nice long ride time. There are a few airtime hills, 2 floater hills, and an ejector airtime hill. They all provide good airtime. And I just love this coaster. It's so fun. My favorite coaster ever. And definitely one of the best coasters in the world. Great Giga Coaster. Definitely the best coaster at Cedar Point. And number 1 is obviously Fury 325. And everyone says this is the best Giga Coaster, or even the best coaster in the world. And it just looks amazing. It's tough to say what the best coaster in the world is, but this is definitely the best Giga Coaster in the world. Great first drop, great bank turns, some airtime hills as well, the treble clef element. There's just so many good things about Fury that make it one of the best coasters in the world. Plus, it's a new for 2015 coaster, so it's fairly new, and everyone has been obsessed with this coaster and saying it's the best in the world. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos.